In this video, I will be making a lot of sounds with books. I will also be reading some of the back of my favorite books, or the books of my choice. So there will also be some relaxing whispering in this video. These books, you see my jogging pants? These books are by Lucinda Riley. You have been able to see already in more of my videos that I've been reading. One of these ones. I am really into this series, and I currently finished The Moon Sister. The Moon Sister. So the next one I'm gonna read is The Sun Sister. I'm gonna pick the books that I'm gonna read you, and then the back. I'm gonna choose the book that I read first, and that is The Storm Sister. The Storm Sister. All of these books are their own story about one of the sisters, and of course there's like some information about characters that come in all of the books, but you don't have to read them in order. So I will read you the book that I read first, so The Storm Sister. Then I will read you until now my favorite one, and that was The Shadow Sister. And I haven't read The Sun Sister, so I will also choose that one. So these three books, I will be reading the back to you. The Storm Sister. Oh, I'm reading it. I hope I will say the last name correctly. Ellie Daplies is about to compete in one of the world's most perilous, falling through the basket, as we say in Dutch, because I'm not a native English speaker. Perilous yacht races when she learns of her adoptive father's sudden, mysterious death. Rushing back to meet her 5 sisters at their family home on Lake Geneva, she discovers that her father, an elusive billionaire known to his daughters as Pa Salt, has left each of them a tantalizing clue to their true heritage. Ellie has also recently embarked on a deeply passionate love affair that will irrevocably change her destiny. years before. As Ellie learns more about Anna, she also begins to question who her father really was, and she starts to wonder why the seventh sister is missing. So the Storm Sister is the second book in this series. Then we go to the book that until now has been my favorite, The Shadow Sister. Every book is about a sister that is adopted and their story of the ancestors of the girl, and everyone comes from a different country. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I love nature. This one definitely has like the type of nature that I like, and I found this one really beautiful because they are all romantic books. But this one wasn't only romantic as in girl falls in love, but it was also about the love between family, and that I really liked with this one. Let me read you the back. After the death of her beloved adoptive father, Basalt, Star Dabliez is at a crossroads. Her father has left each of his 6 daughters clues to their true heritage, but Star, the most enigmatic of the sisters, is hesitant to step out of the safety of the close relationship she shares with her sister Cece. When she finally decides to follow her first clue, it leads her to an antiquarian bookshop in London and to the start of a whole new world. 100 years earlier, headstrong Flora McNichol vows she will never marry. She is happy and secure in her home in the Lake District. Living close to her idol, Beatrix Potter. But when machinations outside her control lead her to London and the home of one of Edwardian society's most notorious players, Alice Keppel, Flora is pulled between passionate love and family duty. As Star learns more of Flora's incredible journey, she too goes on a voyage of self-discovery, finally stepping out of the shadow of her sister and opening herself up to the possibility of love. This is the third book. Then we have the book that I haven't read yet. The Sun Sister. Let me see, this is the 6th book. The next one is The Missing Sister, but I haven't bought that one. Okay, let me read it to you. To the outside world, Electra Dabliez seems to have it all. As one of the world's top models, she is beautiful, rich, and famous. Yet Electra's already tenuous control over her state of mind has been rocked by the death of her father Basalt, the elusive billionaire who adopted his 6 daughters from across the globe. Struggling to cope, she turns to alcohol and drugs. As those around her fear for her health, Electra receives a letter from a stranger claiming to be her grandmother. In 1939, Cecily Huntley Morgan arrives in Kenya from New York to nurse her broken heart. Staying with her grandmother, a member of the infamous Happy Valley set, she meets Bill Forsyth, a notorious bachelor and cattle farmer with close connections to the proud Maasai tribe. But after a shocking discovery, and with the war looming, Cicely has a few options. Moving up into the Banjohi Valley, she is isolated and alone until she meets a young woman in the woods and makes her a promise that will change the course of her life forever. Sounds like a good story to me. I think this one is also the biggest one, longest one of all of them. Most pages. I'm currently reading another book, so this one will be for after that. spice melange is the rarest and most valuable element in the universe. It does everything from increasing a person's lifespan to making interstellar travel possible. And it can only be found on a single planet, the inhospitable desert world of Arrakis. Whoever controls Arrakis controls the spice, and whoever controls the spice controls the universe. When the Emperor transfers stewardship of Arrakis, from the noble House Harkonnen to House Atreides, the Harkonnens fight back, murdering Duke Leto Atreides. Lady Jessica, Duke Leto's concubine, flees into the desert with their young son, Paul, where they are rescued by a band of Fremen, the native people of Arrakis. The Fremen control Arrakis' second great resource, the monstrous worms that burrow beneath the burning desert sand. In order to raise an army to avenge his father and retake Arrakis from the Harkonnens, Paul must earn the trust of the Fremen and lead a tiny army against the innumerable forces aligned against them. His journey will change everything. My boyfriend loved this book and the rest also. I love the movie. I feel like I do have to read it, but I found out that sci-fi fantasy, I don't know if it's my genre, books-wise, movie-wise it is, but yeah. Okay, and then the second one. The second one is called Dune Messiah. Alright. Dune Messiah is the extraordinary sequel to Dune, the greatest science fiction novel of all time. 12 years after his victory of House Harkonnen, Paul Atreides rules Arrakis as Emperor, and his victory has had profound consequences. War has been brought to the entire known universe, and billions have already perished. Despite having become the most powerful emperor known to history, Paul is powerless to bring an end to the fighting. As former allies conspire to dethrone Paul, and even his own consort acts against him, Paul accepts a gift from the Tlailaksu, a guild of genetic manipulators, hoping to find a single spark of peace and friendship despite the burdens of his position. But this act undermines Paul's support from the Fremen, his own people. As matters continue to escalate, Paul will be forced to choose between his throne, his wife, his people, and his future, and the future of the entire universe. Oh shit. I actually hadn't known this yet. I have only watched Dune Part 1, Part 2, so now I'm also hearing something new which will be in the new movie. I have many more books. My boyfriend has many more books, but I will keep them for another video. Hope you enjoyed this one.